This podcast is intended for adults 18 years and older. It contains explicit language and sexual situations. All thoughts and opinions expressed are of our own and not of those of any specific group, employer, or individual, and is not intended to take as professional advice.
Welcome to the Foreplay Podcast. Join the journey, experiences, and sexual adventures of two high school sweethearts navigating through the swinging lifestyle as millennials. Come along for the ride. Dare to play?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Foreplay Podcast. This is Bella.
This is Jase.
Today's episode is all about playrooms and what are playrooms actually like. This really is more for people who are curious about what playrooms are like, first timers going into a playroom. If you've already been into a playroom and you're a veteran in that, you might not find this as interesting, but we're here for the newbies too.
Yes, and also, this is also going to be a video on YouTube as well. There will be some videos that will have some actual little clips of playrooms in there as well, just so maybe if you want to see some of that, you can kind of get an idea of what those playrooms look like as well, or at least some examples of them.
If you're new to the lifestyle, stepping into your first playroom can feel exciting, but it can also feel really intimidating. Before we get into what a playroom is really like, there are steps to take before your first experience. Before even stepping foot into a playroom, it's important to have conversations with your partner about your rules and boundaries. We know it can be hard to know exactly what those are if you've never had an experience, but talking through hypothetical situations can help you see how things feel as a couple. These discussions make sure you're not doing more than what you're comfortable with and help prevent surprises. It's also completely okay for your rules and boundaries to change over time as you gain experience and confidence. The key is keeping the conversation open and honest so both partners feel safe and respected. If you want to dive deeper into common rules and boundaries, we'll have a video linked below that covers all of that more in detail. It's also important to set realistic expectations for your first playroom experience. You don't have to do everything or meet every person there or even do anything or meet even one person. Remember that your main focus should always be on you and your partner enjoying the experience together at your own pace. And by keeping your connection and comfort as the priority, you'll create a foundation for a positive and enjoyable first experience.
So what is a playroom? It is an area where adults can go, and you kind of have an area where you can do spicy adult activities together. And those are maybe at clubs or at venues. You could have one set up at a house. And that kind of brings us to on-premise versus off-premise clubs and events. So what on-premise means, it means there is going to be a playroom at that event or that club or wherever it is. Those could be multiple different sizes, but that means whenever you go to that club, there is going to be an area where you are able to go and play or observe. But off-premise means that maybe you go to that club, you meet some people, there isn't going to be anywhere there that you're able to play. You can go, back to a hotel or someone's house, but it's really good to know that and distinguish it. If it's your first night, you really want to go to your swinger club and you're so excited to go to your playroom, and then it's off premise, you're going to be a little bit disappointed if there's no playroom there. So that's just a good thing to note, is there is differences and not every single event or club is going to have an on-premise playroom. Another thing to note is what to wear to these. Now this is also going to vary a lot. You're going to have some places that have a more structured or strict guideline to what you wear. Some you may have to wear lingerie, or maybe you have to go and you have to be in a towel, where others you can be in street clothes. And what we mean by street clothes is maybe you have a dress on, or you have, a shirt like what I'm wearing, and you're able to wear that through the playroom and you don't have to change clothes or switch into that lingerie or towel. It's also good to note that a lot of times whenever an event or a club has you wear a towel or a lingerie, they will have lockers or bags or something like that where you are able to switch out of your street clothes into that towel or lingerie. But that's a good thing to note if you're looking to go maybe to your first playroom or your first club. See what kind of rules they have for their playroom, because you wouldn't want to have your street clothes and not have something to change into and then not be able to go back there. So that's just a good thing to note before you go to your first club or event as well.
When it comes to heading into a playroom, we always suggest having a go bag. And this is a small bag you keep ready to grab anytime, filled with things you might need for a playroom or a play date. What you include will vary from couple to couple, but some essentials might be toys, lube, protection, wipes, and maybe a small towel. Some couples also like to include mints, deodorant, or a change of clothes for afterwards, and maybe some body fragrance spray. And having this bag ready helps you feel more relaxed and prepared so you can focus on the experience instead of worrying about if you forgot something. And it's also a great way to make sure that you always have what you need, whether you plan something in advance or a moment just happens spontaneously. And think of this as your just in case bag, so you're always ready for any spicy fun that may come about.
So what about like staff and cleaning and security? That is a huge misconception about lifestyle clubs and playrooms especially. People think that anyone can go in there and just do whatever they want and it's some sort of free-for-all, and that is not the truth at all. In most event spaces and clubs and things like that, at least reputable ones, you are going to have security guards, you're going to have people that are working there that are going around making sure that nobody is breaking the rules, making sure that everyone is feeling safe and protected. Also, there is a lot of clubs where you have people that are going to be changing sheets constantly. As soon as somebody is done with them, there will be people who come in and their job is to change those sheets so that area is clean and good for the next person. Some clubs that are a little bit smaller maybe do not have people that are changing those sheets, but oftentimes, and generally in those cases, you have sheets somewhere next to it that once you are done, you go and change them yourself. It's really important that we keep these areas clean and tidy, and it's really a big thing in the lifestyle. So it's good to note that it's not some dirty, crazy place. These areas are kept very well kept. They normally smell very nice, which is also a misconception that people have. They usually have a very dark, sensual, spicy lighting. And like I said, it's just good to note that these are areas that you can feel safe and comfortable so you can explore the spicy side and that everyone there feels comfortable as having a good time overall. A lot of clubs and places like that will also have things like sanitization, so maybe there is hand sanitizer, ways to get clean. There's usually bathrooms around really close as well. Lots of clubs will have protection that you can use. We still recommend bringing your own just in case you're looking for something specific, but they do normally have some sort of protection as well as towels for either cleanup or, for whatever you may need them for. But most clubs or events will also have things like that as well. And then also depending, there is a lot of places that have water, which is super great because you can get really dehydrated in these types of situations. So it's awesome whenever playrooms have water as well. And just knowing that these systems are in place, it helps to keep everyone safe and having a great time in playrooms.
This podcast is brought to you by us, Bella and Jase. If you're going on a vacation or maybe you have a gift that you want to give your other lifestyle friends and you're looking for lifestyle clothing, we have the best apparel on the market for you. We have not only clothing, bikinis, swimsuits, we have backpacks, tumblers, cups, anything that you can name, we probably have it. You can find that at foreplay.com/shop.
Let's say you're at a party, you're going on vacation, things are moving a little bit slow. Maybe you want some conversation to flow. Maybe you want to move stuff towards play. Well, we have the perfect game for you. It's called Foreplay the Game. It is a digital and physical lifestyle icebreaker game, and you can find out all about it at foreplay.com/games. That's number 4, OURPLAY.com/games.
If you don't have a lifestyle vacation planned, a resort or a cruise planned, why not? You can join us. You can find that at foreplay.com/playcation. We have not only information about the events and trips that we'll be on this year, but also other options for you as well. And it doesn't cost any extra for you to book through our links, but helps us a lot, helps us continue to be able to make this type of content for you. Now back to the show. Remember that respect and consent are the foundation of every playroom experience and really every experience in the lifestyle. Nothing happens without a clear agreement from everyone involved, and the key is that everyone communicates, respects boundaries, and checks in regularly. Understanding this will help disprove the myth that playrooms are chaotic, dirty, dangerous, or unstructured, and they're actually very intentional spaces for safe exploration. And now that we have the basics covered, let's get into what a playroom is really like. It's good to note that this is a general overview of playrooms, and every playroom can vary. Not all will be the same. So first, playrooms are not a free-for-all. Like Jay said earlier, they are spaces designed for consensual, respectful experiences. And contrary to what most people believe from our experience, the vast majority of guests are couples actually exploring with their own partner. Most beds or areas are occupied with usually just 2 people. Many couples enjoy being in a sexually charged environment around them while doing the actual activity with their own partner. And maybe they like being watched, or maybe the idea of spicy things happening around them is exciting. But you'll definitely see groups of different sizes together as well, and no one is expected to make the first move or engage with anyone outside of their comfort zone. And if someone asks you if you're interested and you aren't, no means no, and that's it. Everyone moves on. Same goes the other way too. In addition to each individual person's own rules and boundaries, great venues also usually have rules set in place to protect everyone and create a positive environment. These typically include a sign or form you agree to when entering the premise that includes consent to privacy and respecting boundaries. Understanding that the space is structured and that rules are enforced helps everyone feel more relaxed and confident.
So what do they actually look like once you get in there? Well, this is going to vary drastically. You're going to have playrooms that are massive, that have a ton of space with huge beds. You're also going to have ones that are a little bit more intimate and smaller, and that's just going to vary club to club. And there's different types of rooms in these clubs. So you have private rooms. Those are going to be rooms that are going to be more where you can close the door, go in there, and it's a small space just for the people involved. Generally, people are not going to be able to see in these rooms. Sometimes they may have a window, but generally private rooms are like that. It's a private room for just the people involved. You're going to have things that are semi-private rooms where maybe you have a sheer curtain that you can see through. So people can see into that. So it's kind of private, but it's not extremely private. And then you're going to have more of your exhibitionist voyeur type areas where it is just open and out and people can just see in. And these are all going to vary as well. You may have ones that have multiple beds pushed together that are a very big group play bed type area where sometimes you're going to have one or two beds next to each other or just an individual kind of offshoot bed. It really does vary very drastically. Some of these beds may have curtains on them. Some of those are those sheer curtains like I talked about that make it that semi-private. You may have ones that have opaque curtains that you can't see through at all. And when you have those, it gives more of that private feel even though it's not a closed door. These areas generally have a very sensual, spicy lighting. There'll be music going on sometimes. If so, it's generally something soft and just you can kind of hear it in the background. It's generally more the sounds of what's going on in the room is really what you hear. These rooms normally, like I said earlier, smell nice and are kept smelling nice throughout the evening. And it's really fun because every different club, every different venue is going to feel a little bit different. So playrooms are just an awesome area to explore anytime you go somewhere new in the lifestyle. So when it comes to observing and participating, like Bella said earlier, you never need to participate or observe. You can do whatever you want to do. And it's really important that you know those things and you go in and your focus on is you and your partner and exploring in the way that you want to. People in the lifestyle really do value those boundaries and respect that. So no, just like what Bella said, if you ever feel uncomfortable, no means no. You can say those things. And as a general rule, people are going to be so respectful of that. Of course, there's people who are those bad apples, but those are the kind of people who usually actually get removed from the club. And that's why that security and things like that are so important in clubs like these. It's also good to note that not every club everywhere is just going to be open for watching. There's going to be areas where you can go and you can watch, and that's more what is expected in those areas. And there's going to be areas where you're not able to watch. It's also good to note that we like to, if you're going to be in a playroom, maybe move around. You know, there's people that are doing those activities in there, and while yes, lots of people like to be watched, just standing and sitting next to one couple could make some people feel uncomfortable. So we highly recommend also kind of moving around and viewing everything, not just staying in one area, just so that everyone is feeling the most safe and comfortable overall.
Next is tips for first timers. First, we'd recommend to arrive to the venue early and get a tour of the place. Usually clubs will give tours for the first time guests who arrive by a certain time. And this is the perfect time to see the space before it's been utilized for you to be able to ask questions and maybe even meet some other first time guests too. And if you do have questions, you can always ask. Staff are there to help, and it's better to ask than to feel uncertain. And then go in with no expectations. You don't have to do anything your first time. It's totally okay just to watch and take it all in. Like Jase just mentioned, we do recommend that if you are observing, you do move around the room when possible and avoid staying too long in one area to make sure the participants don't feel uncomfortable, but focus on being present rather than to try to make something happen. Set a signal with your partner, like a simple gesture that you both know and agree on, or a word can help communicate if you want to step away or if you need to take a break. This is especially important for times during any activity. We often look at each other and we ask like, are you okay? And we'll do like a hand signal or just mouth the words to each other to make sure we're still on the same page and still enjoying the experience. And remember, a no thank you is always an acceptable answer. You never owe anyone an explanation for declining an invitation or being uninterested. People in the lifestyle understand, and comfort and consent always comes first. And with that, here are some final thoughts. Your first playroom experience doesn't need to be overwhelming, and with open communication and boundaries and an understanding of your rules and expectations, it can be an enjoyable and memorable experience. Make sure you take your time to respect yourself and others, and remember that the lifestyle is about fun, exploration, and connection, and not pressure. And the more prepared you are, the more confident you'll feel, and the more you can enjoy the unique experiences that playrooms offer.
So thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast. Really hope it helped to give you an idea of maybe what playrooms look like, or just help you get a little bit of confidence before you go into your first one. It makes those first experiences so much better if you kind of just have a little bit of a better understanding. So hopefully that was able to help. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to that, and we'll go ahead and jump into Bella and Jase's Weekly Obsessions. Your little feet are like we have an ottoman right now. That's what we're sitting on. And Bella's little feet barely touch the ground, and they're just like floating in the air, and it's so cute.
No, that's because I put my feet up to do
But I mean, even
playroom
look now, when
sessions.
they still.
No, I'm planted. I'm sad.
Okay. Well, they still look cute. So would you like to go first?
Okay, I'll go
Okay.
first. My first obsession is, so there's this, I've been on a gaming kick lately, and I've started watching streamers a little bit more, and Valkyrae, she's like one of the ones that I pretty much like usually watch when I'm into gaming, and she started this new game called Digimon Story Time Stranger. Is that what it? Digimon Time Stranger Story? Digimon Story Time Stranger. And I have just been obsessed with watching. I mean, she's only played for like 3 hours. Maybe she's like 4 or 5 hours into the game, something like that. And I haven't bought the game yet. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it or not, but my obsession is just watching people play this game. I haven't watched Digimon in forever, but I was into it when I was a kid, and
I feel like it was a quick phase for me. Like, I feel like when it was
Yeah.
popular for those few years, I was like, this is really cool, but I never like got into it like I did with Pokemon.
I forgot what Digimon really, like, what happened. I kind of want to watch the anime again. So I guess in general, I'm just into Digimon again. And I don't know when I'm going to get the game because I'm playing a different game right now and I want to finish that before I even buy this other game. But then I also want to wait till it's on sale or something because it's kind of expensive. And Digimon is kind of like Pokemon, but the monsters are digital, like they're in like a digital world rather than being in the normal world, and some of them are so cute. I learned that with games, I like things to be cute. I really like games where you can befriend your characters and train characters, or there's a lot of customization. So I love games like Inzoi or Animal Crossing. That's like a great one. I love Pokemon, and this one I think it seems a bit darker, not as comfy cozy, but I don't know. There's something about it that I'm just really into. And all the Digimon are kind of like I saw someone in the chat say that Digimon are like EVs. Like every Digimon is like an EV because you can choose what it evolves into. And that I think is really cool. And I love Angelomon and Gatomon. And they talk.
Yeah,
That's so
I
cute.
forgot they talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot they talk. They don't
They
just
sound like this.
They don't just make noises like Pokemon.
In the game, like whenever they do an attack, Patamon, he'll go, air slash. Oh, yeah.
That's funny. You'd be a good voice actress.
I would.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
would love to be a voice actress of a anime.
I
Of
think
like
you'd
a
be good
like a
at
cute
it.
Pokemon trainer.
Like that one, like the one you just did. I feel like that was good. Like you like
That was a Pokemon. I mean a Digimon.
Oh, you'd be good at that too. I think you
I
could
could be
do
a
any
little
of it.
animal.
You
That'd
could
be
voice
fun.
both.
I am really good at reading.
Yeah.
Give me a popcorn read, and I'd kill that.
Yeah, that's good. Me, not so much. But you, it's good.
Okay, and my other obsession is there's this snack that I've been eating, and when you can just eat, like Logan, the guy on TikTok who
Cucumber Logan?
Yeah, Cucumber Logan. Cucumber Logan sounds like
That like
No.
really sexual, but it's not.
Cucumber Logan sounds like a name that we would give our friend named Logan who has a big dick. Cucumber Logan.
But like Logan was the guy that he would like. I need to eat a cucumber today. I'm gonna show you the best way to do it.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, without that context, if they don't know, like, what we're talking about in the context of our like, podcast, Cucumber Logan sounds like a guy named Logan with a big dick.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah.
Well, I guess not all cucumbers. Why do I only think cucumbers are big dicks? Because they have small cucumbers.
Yeah.
Mini cucumbers.
Yeah.
Anyways, so there's this guy on TikTok, his name is Logan, and he's like, sometimes you just need to eat a huge cucumber, and then he'll make a cucumber salad, basically. Anyways, I've been making this other cucumber snack, and I'm like, man, sometimes you just need to eat a whole cucumber. And I'll just cut the cucumber in half, sometimes in quarters, and then I'll wrap it in rice paper. I'll cut my rice paper in half if it's too big, roll it up, and then wrap some seaweed paper or like nori paper over it, and then I dip it in this like peanut sauce that I make. And I have been obsessed with that. Like I look forward to eating that every day, and it's so healthy and good for you. And to make if you're interested in trying this and you want to make the sauce, it's like a hoisin peanut sauce. You take a little bit of and I don't measure anything. You just measure to your heart's content, okay? Hoisin sauce, which is, if you ever eat pho, which is the Vietnamese noodle soup, it's the sauce that you put in to season it. seasoning.
Like the brown.
It's like a
Swedish
brown
sauce.
thick sauce. It's called
Yeah.
hoisin sauce. So you put a little bit of that, and then you can use peanut butter, but if you want to make it lower calorie, use PB2, so peanut butter powder, a little bit of soy sauce or fish sauce, and sriracha or cayenne pepper. Mix it up. Ooh, add a little bit of water and a little bit of lime juice, and then that's your dip. And it is my favorite spring roll dip, or I guess people call them summer rolls. The rolls. The spring rolls that are not fried, like not an egg roll. Oh my gosh, so good. Anyways, those are my 2 obsessions.
I have 2 obsessions as well. One is also a food. I am obsessed with eating omelets with Vegemite toast.
Yeah, you have been on a kick.
And I learned that I loved Vegemite whenever we spent some time in Australia. And
No, your first time about liking Vegemite was whenever we were on Bliss Cruise. Our
I
very
didn't
first...
like it though.
Oh, you didn't like it? I thought
No,
we tried it and
someone
you
gave
liked
us
it.
Marmite and you liked it and I didn't.
Oh.
And then later, whenever we went to Australia, they had it everywhere for breakfast. I tried it again, and for whatever reason, the second time I tried it, it was incredible. So I love Vegemite toast, and so I've been making like an omelet, and it's expensive to get Vegemite here compared to getting other places they sell it, 'cause you have to import it, I guess. But anyway, so I mean, it's just like a little bit of butter with a little bit of Vegemite on a piece of sourdough toast, and then an omelet that has like some mushrooms and broccoli and spinach is what I've been doing, and like a hot sauce on top, and that's what I've been having for dinner. And I love it, and I'm obsessed with it.
It is good. I like it.
So that's one of them. And then my other obsession is the Victoria's Secret fashion show came back. And technically it was there last year, and it was good last year. There was like a couple years where they didn't do it, and then one year that it wasn't my favorite. But me and Bella used to love watching Victoria's Secret fashion show back in the day.
Ones. Yeah, we have them downloaded, and we would just put them on back to back, and they would play in the background. We'd watch it before we went out. Like when we would pregame, we would put it on. The lore of that goes like way back, because we used to want to be photographers. Like I used to want to do makeup, and Jase did professional photographs, and we wanted to do campaigns. And like our dream was to work on Victoria's Secret, and so that was back in the day. That's not my dream anymore.
Yeah, but at the time it was awesome. And now this year again, it was fun, and I liked the performances. I really want Tate McRae and Dua Lipa to be 2 of like the performers, because I think they'd be perfect. But like Emily Ratajkowski is one of my favorite models. She walked for the first time this year, and it was just fun. And we sat there and watched, and I was like, hey, this really
back.
does like feel like the old Victoria's Secret fashion shows, and it was awesome. So I loved the Victoria's Secret fashion show, and that was my other weekly obsession. But anyway, there you guys have it. So thank you so much for listening to this podcast, and we will go ahead and hit you guys with the outro. Bye!
If you'd like to support the show, you can leave us a 5-star review wherever you're listening to our podcast. All our information will be listed in the show notes below and on our website, fourplay.com. That's number 4, OURPLAY.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we make videos and vlogs about the swinging lifestyle. Head to fourplay.com/YouTube to watch and subscribe. We have the ultimate adult party game for the sexually inclined called Foreplay the Game, that's both digital and physical. It's perfect for breaking the ice and spicing up any party. You can find more information at foreplay.com/games. We also have the best swinger lifestyle, kinky, and adult humor clothing and accessories that you can find at foreplay.com/shop. If you're looking to plan a lifestyle destination, booking through our links at foreplay.com/travel really helps support the show and helps us be able to continue to create this type of content for you. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and more. You can find all our current social media accounts at foreplay.com/socials, and I have an OnlyFans, which you can find at onlyfans.com/BellaLunaVIP. We also have a Facebook group and Discord community and would love for you to join us. You can find the direct links in the show notes below. Lastly, we're on STC and Cassidy at Foreplay, and you can get a free full membership trial by using our link. You can email us at hello@foreplay.com with any questions or comments, or head to foreplay.com/ask. Again, all our information will be listed in the show notes below, and we thank you so much for listening to our podcast. See you in the next one. Bye!